accepting the Lord's timing with blessings and answers and everything, so that goes with what you're saying.
Well, I look at the covenants that we make in the temple especially as guardrails to keep us safe. And we're on a slippery slope a lot of times. We find ourselves in a situation that could ruin our families, could ruin our lives, could ruin the lives of our children if we're not obedient to the basic things. I served as Relief Society president at one point and had the experience of a family falling apart because the husband committed adultery, and it was a tragedy. It was just a train wreck. And you know, the wife was angry. I mean, if he'd kept his garments on, you know, that would have probably protected him from what came next. But I think these guardrails, if I look at it as guardrails, it's a loving Heavenly Father who wants to guard us from all the wiles of Satan and his emissaries.
Right, I mean, we talk about them as guardrails, but that still sounds like restrictions. And that's clearly not what Brigham Young said. They're things to keep us free, which is more like wings. So I think, and not that we do this a great as parents, but I think to the extent we can teach our children and others how they keep us free and what they keep us free from and free for, the more we can do that, the better it'll go down and the more understanding will develop.
I just have to say that if you've lived in Park City, Utah in the winter going up and down Parley's Canyon, you want guardrails.
Yeah.
What if we just thought about them as traits of God instead of like commandments or guardrails? I mean, love guardrails. Aren't commandments just traits of God?
Yeah, that's a good point. Because the whole intent of the covenants that we make is to bring us closer to God, and our hope is one day to become like God. So that's a good point.
And the most important thing, I think, because even working in primary, we're teaching the children to have a personal relationship with their Father in heaven. And when they choose to be baptized, then, you know, they are willing to be in that covenant. And the same thing with, like, when I talk to my kids, I ask them, how are your prayers going? Just remember, you can talk to Heavenly Father like you talk to us. That's the thing. If you love me, keep my commandments. And that's why I try to stress to my children. When we love Heavenly Father, we just want to keep the commandments. And when we do mess up, we're directing our kids to go to Jesus. We're not teaching our kids to be perfect, because obviously we can't. But we're teaching them when they mess up, trust in the Lord's atonement, and that's where it is. It's that perspective.
Do you know of any commandment that doesn't help you become a better person? Any commandment you know of that is bad? You don't. Every commandment helps us become a better person.
Okay, let's move on to the law of sacrifice. So the law of sacrifice